Hello guys, welcome to my channel again. I'm Joshua Benjamin Ali, CEO of JBA Consults. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about lead generation using LinkedIn. We are going to be talking about the pluses and the minuses when it comes to using LinkedIn for lead generation. So if you're new here, stick around, consider subscribing. And if you have any questions or something you would like me to shed some light on, do let me know in the comments below, and I'll do well to make sure that I basically give as much information regarding this as much as I can. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So in today's video, as mentioned earlier on, we're looking at lead generation in LinkedIn, the pluses and the minuses. So in general, when it comes to LinkedIn, basically, we understand how powerful LinkedIn is. So basically, based on its vast professional network, it presents a gold mine of opportunities for businesses. So in this episode, we're just going to be diving into the pluses and the minuses mainly, but thinking about LinkedIn in general, it gives or has the potential for you to be able to connect with decision makers, build relationships, and generate leads in immense. So you're able to generate a lot of leads using LinkedIn. However, as a strategy, there are both bright spots and pitfalls to navigate. So that is what this video is about. So let's get into it. So JBA Consults, as I always explain, is basically we're an outsourcing, B2B outsourcing sales business. So what we do is we handle things from recruitment to sales training, to building sales strategies, creating sales strategy using ICP, ICB. We are also into tech support outsourcing, customer support outsourcing. But basically, that is just brief information about JBA Consults. So let's move on. Pluses of lead generation in LinkedIn. So professional network. LinkedIn is a platform primarily used for professional networking. So making it an ideal space to connect with individuals in a business context. So you're able to connect with other professionals in a business context based on your niche. So you're able to identify who has similar interests as you have, and then be able to connect with those business professionals. So that is the first pro or the first plus when it comes to using LinkedIn. The second is targeted audience. So you're able to target precise targeting based on professional details such as the industry, the job title, and the company's size, basically ensuring that your lead generation efforts reach a relevant audience. So basically based on the search or the filters that you have in Sales Navigator, for example, to be able to identify specific leads, it gives you the opportunity to be able to reach targeted leads that would actually want to connect with you based on the kind of services that or product that you offer. So that is the second aspect of it. The third is content sharing. So what's about a content sharing? So you're able to share valuable content, industry insights, and thought leadership to engage your audience and position your brand as an authority in your field. So you're able to put your brand in a position where, based on the information that you put out, so for example, you have posts, you're able to put posts on your LinkedIn profile showing what it is the company does, what it is you do. So in turn, you're advertising yourself and making everyone who is actually going to be able to see this post understand that you are well vested in the field in which you are actually presenting this information regarding. So that is the third part. So now we have email messaging. So LinkedIn provides email, a feature that allows direct messaging to individuals outside of your network, facilitating direct communication with potential leads. So what does this mean exactly? So for example, if I want to be able to build a connection with a lead, I can send the connect link. Based on the connect link, I'm able to now proceed to communicate further with this person. So what is happening here is I'm sending a request, the person accepts the connection, then I send follow-up messages to be able to inform the person what I do, what it is that I can provide, if they're looking for something like this, and if they're not, if they have plans of doing this in the future. So it's, even though I might not be necessarily connected with that person directly, but it gives me the opportunity to be able to communicate with that person somehow. So that is something that is a pro here. Now, lead analytics. So the platform it basically offers analytics tools to track the performance of your lead generation efforts, enabling you to refine strategies based on data. So basically, if you're using Sales Navigator, for example, and you connect with a lead, it will show in the system that an invitation has been sent. If there's going to be a response, you would receive a notification informing you that there's been a response, that kind of thing. So it basically helps with you understanding what exactly you're doing and how effective it's actually being. So that is a very, very good thing when it comes to using LinkedIn for generating leads. Now we're going to go into the cons or the minuses in using LinkedIn. So the first has to do with the cost. So as compared to other software providers or other companies that provide this kind of lead generation services, for example, using Apollo, or let's say, for example, you're using Snowview, whatever it is, when it comes to the cost, LinkedIn prices and advertising and premium features for lead generation can be relatively expensive as compared to those ones. So that is something you might want to take note if you're looking to use LinkedIn for your lead generation needs. Now, saturation. Some industries may experience high competition, making it challenging to stand out among similar businesses vying for attention. Because, for example, if you're looking to have some kind of lead generation business or something like that, there is a high saturation in this field. So you want to make sure that you are able to identify what exactly is your company's niche and how you would be able to use this effectively to be able to assist you in your lead generation process, basically. So it's very important that you understand that there is a high saturation of the market in certain areas, in certain industries. And so you need to identify what would make you unique and tend to advertise that much more. Now, time consuming is a bit time consuming when you're using LinkedIn for lead generation because most of their actions are kind of manual. For example, sending the connections, trying to be able to send emails or messages to contacts that you would get from lead generation using LinkedIn. And it tends to be a bit time consuming. So effectively generating leads on LinkedIn requires time and consistent efforts, including building a robust network, creating and sharing content, and engaging with your connections. So it is a little bit time consuming. And that is something you might want to take note of if you're looking to use lead generation or use LinkedIn for your lead generation needs. Now, limited demographics. While LinkedIn is basically pretty powerful for B2B marketing, it might not be as effective for businesses targeting a consumer audience, limiting its applicability for certain industries. So when it comes to certain industries, when it comes to trying to identify or get leads for a consumer base, it's not something that is convenient to use. It's not something that you might be able to use LinkedIn for. You might want to look into other lead generation companies to be able to generate leads for as a consumer base as compared to using LinkedIn for the lead generation processes. So that is something you might also want to look into. And the over reliance on email. So while email is a useful tool, relying solely on direct messages can lead to a perceived invasion of privacy and potential backlash if not used carefully and thoughtfully. So basically, since you're connecting directly with other people, where you're sending a connection to be able to connect and communicate with a person, it's going to end up becoming like you're invading the privacy of the person or trying to push something onto someone. So that's the reason why LinkedIn basically does have some kind of a limitation when it comes to things like this, where if you are using your account based on, for example, how long you've had that account for and the kind of activities that happen on your account determine how you're able to use it effectively. If you do not have setting standard with or setting analytic standard for your account and you oversee that, that can lead to you literally losing your LinkedIn account where you can even get blocked or something like that. Same with Gmail, for example, if you're sending emails to some people and most of the customers are marking it as a spam, you might end up in a situation where they can even block your email or restrict access to your email. So that is something you might want to also look into if you're thinking of using LinkedIn for your lead generation process or your lead generation needs. So basically that brings us to the end of this video. If you do have any more questions, if you have some questions you might want to ask me, just let me know in the comments below. I'll do well to respond to each and every one of them. Consider subscribing, like the video if you liked it, and hit the notification bell icon so that you get notified whenever we make another upload. And that will be it for today. Cheers.